First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and double honor to the Elder Great Millstone. And salutations to all y'all coming out and always been to marriage. I want to start off with First King chapter 3 verse 9. Because knowledge and understanding is going to be the stability. In the time of Jacob's trouble. So I just want to read this. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people that I may discern between good and bad. This was Solomon praying to Yahweh to get will discern between good and evil, good and bad. But who was able to judge this thy so great a people? And his speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. Yahweh said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked riches for thyself, nor asked the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understand to discern judgment. So the first thing Solomon asked for was wisdom. You know, because that's what he wanted. He didn't ask for riches. He didn't ask for a long life or an ask the life of thine or his enemies. He just to judge the people. Behold, I have done according to thy works. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. So, like Solomon, nobody can be wiser than Solomon. You know, that's how much knowledge and understanding he had. Like, no one before or after him could like come up against that. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the king like unto thee all thy days. And if thou wilt walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days. And Solomon, so the Lord, the thing that he didn't even the Salaki the thing that he didn't ask for, the Lord gave it to him. He gave him the riches and honor, even though Solomon asked for that, asked for knowledge and understanding. But with it, the Lord just, since he asked for knowledge and understanding, he gave that also, like something extra. If thou wilt walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days. And Solomon awoke, and behold, it was a dream, and he came to Jerusalem, and stood before the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and offered up burnt offerings, and offered peace offerings, made a feast of all his servants. Then came here 2 women that were harlots unto the king, and stood before him. The one said, O my lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house. And it came to pass the 3rd day after I was delivered that this woman was delivered also. And we were together, there was no stranger with us in the house, save we two in the house. So this story's talking about, this woman, her child died, and the other woman swapped the other baby, you know. And this woman's child died in the night because she overlaid it. And she arose at midnight and took my son from beside me, while thine handmaid slept, and laid in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son, which I did bear. And the other woman said, Nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, No, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Thus they spake before the king. Then said the king, The one saith, This is my son that liveth, and that thy son is the dead. And the other saith, Nay, but thy son is the dead, and my son is the living. The king said, Bring me a sword, and they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, divide the living child in two, and give half to the one and half to the other. Then spake the woman whose the living child was unto the king, for her bowels yearned upon her son. She said, "Oh my lord, give her the living upon her son." And she said, "Oh my lord, give her the living child, and there's no wise slay it." But the other said, "Let it be neither mine nor thine, but divide it." Then the king answered and said, "Give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. She is the mother thereof." So this is talking about but the other is no wise. So the Lord is talking about don't slay it. I mean, not the Lord, Solomon, because like the woman reacted to that was her child. And I'm going on 28, and all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, but he saw that the wisdom 4:29, and Yahweh gave Solomon wisdom and understanding, exceeding much in largeness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore. And Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country, and all the wisdom of Egypt. For he was wiser than all men. For he was wiser than all men, than Ethan the Ezrahite, and Heman the Chalcol, and Darda the son of Mahal. And his fame was all nations round about. And he spake 3,000 proverbs, and his song were 1,005. He spake of trees, from the cedar tree that is in Lebanon, even unto the hyssop that springeth out of the wall. He spake also of beasts and of fowl, and of the creeping things and fishes. There came of all people to hear the wisdom of Solomon, from all kings of the earth, which have heard his wisdom. They came all around about, kind of, because they were amazed about how the knowledge and understanding, the knowledge he had, the Lord has blessed him with. So everybody came from all different parts of the world to see Solomon. You know, what else? Yeah, knowledge and understanding. The fear of the Lord is beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endures forever. You try the best of your ability to keep his commandments. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Because if you don't fear, if fearing the Lord is keeping his commandments, and if you're not, like, I'm not saying that, it's all through faith, put your faith in Yahweh Shem Yahshai for anything, we try to keep his, the laws, the best we could. They that do his commands, his praise endures forever. So, we're going to get Proverbs chapter 2, verse 6. For the Lord gives wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. For the Lord gives wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge. He that layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous, he is a buckler for them that walk uprightly. He keepeth the paths of judgment, and preserveth the way of his saints. When we read that again, I'm gonna start from 2, Proverbs chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom and apply thine heart to understanding, yea, if they cry after knowledge and lifteth up thy voice for understanding, if thou seekest her as a silver and searchest for her as for hid treasure, then thou shalt understand the fear of the Lord and find knowledge of Yahweh. You always gotta search for that's wisdom and knowledge, understanding. Look at the signs. The Lord showing us. Like those military drills. That's the beginning of martial law that just happened in California. The government shut down. You gotta look at these. But the Lord's gonna come as a thief in the night. Thou shalt understand the fear of the Lord and find knowledge of Yahweh. For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. But I think that's it on that. I just want to make a quick video on knowledge, understanding, what's gonna be the stability of our times. That we should be striving to get more of that. Because nothing else, nothing else is gonna help us get through this. So through this trials and tribulation that's comes our way, Esau's gonna try to tempt everybody with the Arfad Egypt. Just pray that Yahweh Shem Yahshua, we don't take it. So I want to end this video by saying all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and double honor to the elders of great